Hey there, Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising. Welcome to your reading for October 31st through November 6th. We are in that in-between phase. We are between the eclipses, right? We had an eclipse last week, new moon in Scorpio. We have a full moon eclipse that's happening in Taurus next Tuesday. And this energy of this eclipse is very much that of it feels very much like a wormhole, like you're going to be shot through and out on the other side, major changes. And so, because this energy is just building from this eclipse in the South Node. And so, it's a very powerful time of manifesting major changes in your life. And so, this week, it's about assessing and figuring out what is of value, what do you want to take with you, what are you aiming for, where are you going, and what are you trying to create? So your overall energy, you have the King of Swords. Sag. All right, let's get into it. This looks like a kind of a tough week for you. So if you are a Sagittarius rising, it is their 12th house when the sun is in Scorpio, and that is also a time of releasing and letting go. And so there's definitely that feeling of letting things go, and it might be really playing up for you this week. There's the energy of Mars in Gemini opposing you, where everything is starting to, Mars is in retrograde now, and so there's this real slow going back, having to look at things. And this week we have the energy of the moon when it hits into Aries of this Chiron that really wants to revisit childhood wounds. And I think all this stuff is going to really come up for you this week. And it's important that you focus on what you want, because the energy that you focus, if you're focusing, we have to look at the things that make us uncomfortable and sad, and we have to see them with compassion and forgiveness and release and let them go. But what we focus our energy on is where we want to go from here. What do we want next? Because if you can focus on with clarity of where it is you want to go, then you will create and manifest that for you. And I think this week is going to be very hard to stay even keel with that, but that's fine, because that eclipse is really going to help you to push through and get out on the other side. So this week might be a little tough. We have the King of Swords here for the energy of your overall energy, and he looks like he is actually using a technique I like to use when I'm searching for answers. I will pick up a book. It doesn't ever really seem to matter what kind of a book. I pick up the book, I flip it open, and I run my finger down, and I'm like, oh, there's the answer. I read it, and something will resonate. And so I feel like there's almost like this intuition, but it's through something you read. It triggers something this week that really will help you and aid you. So pay attention to billboards, pay attention to random signs, do a little reading. Whatever it is that comes through to you, it feels like in the written word, is carrying some kind of a message for you, or you can actively seek it by doing what I just suggested, that technique. So the overall energy here is that King of Swords, but the key to the situation is understanding that it is creative and it is messy to be creative, and that's where the joy is. That's where the sense of accomplishment comes from, and that's where the mastery is. And so we have the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles is about learning and growing and getting to the self-mastery that you usually achieve around the Eight of Pentacles. And so if you will look here, there is the Golden Pentacle. That's the gold standard, right? And then there's two others there, and one of them's a little, it's a little lumpy and bumpy, and the other one's got drips, and so yes, they're not the same, right? And they're practicing and they're learning and they're growing. And so what is this thing that you are trying to manifest and create? It's going to take time. It's going to take some messiness. It's going to take being willing to release and let go of things that don't work, trying new techniques, learning new ways to do things. But this pentacle that you're focused on here, it's definitely in your thoughts, because here we have the Ace of Pentacles, and this Ace of Pentacles was probably planted during the eclipse that we had last week, that new moon energy. And with that new moon eclipse, that seed of intention, because it comes with an eclipse at the South Node, that means that you have to release and let things go. You have to clear space for it in order to plant it. You can't stick it into weedy, rocky area. You're going to have to pull the rocks out. You're going to have to pull the weeds out, and you're also going to have to add in the nutrients in order to give it an opportunity to grow. And so there's work that has to be done. And so staying focused on it and being willing to do this work to allow yourself to get there. You are feeling perhaps a little overwhelmed by the many choices. What is the thing to focus on? There's so many things coming at you that you really want, because I think what you really want is you want the Ten of Pentacles, right? You want the whole thing. But in order to get there, you got to start with the Ace and you got to nurture it. And so here is part of that, the energy of releasing and letting some stuff go. We've got the Seven of Cups here in the area of what's draining your energy. And it's like you got to let some stuff go. Some dreams perhaps need to be backburnered. I don't think you should ever let them go, but if you're going to focus your energy in order to manifest something, there's got to be a clearing out, right? And the obstacles is Two of Pentacles. It's that you're still trying to juggle two things. She's standing on a teeter-totter. She's got the Two Pentacles and she's juggling, but here comes her subconscious. Your subconscious jumping onto the teeter-totter is about to flip you over. That's that Chiron conjunct the moon in Aries energy. It's like stuff is going to come up this week and it is going to destabilize you, and it might cause you to feel out of balance. I really want to encourage you to make sure you're maintaining contact with that one pentacle that really matters to you. And there's going to be a sorting and a shifting. Look, you've got the Ace, the Two, and the Three of Pentacles. We also have the Five of Pentacles. And so what's missing is the Four of Pentacles. I'm okay with that. That's I'm not letting go for any money. So good for you. But we have two fives, and 5 plus 5 equals 10, and 10 is a change. And so there is a change opportunity here. The problem, I think, is that you feel not appreciated, a little stabbed in the back, a little like people are talking crap about you. This could be at work, it could be in friend situations, it could be anywhere. But it feels like you feel like people are going for the jugular, winner take all, and you are being encouraged not to be one of those people. Because in the area of how you transform the situation, we have the Five of Swords. And so this winner take all, this is pretty vicious energy. And the outgoing card here is the Five of Pentacles. But the Five of Pentacles actually suggests that you look for where you do have friends. So here, while you're feeling out in the cold, even though this is the final card, they're moving toward the lit up house. This is a time where you look for, this week, we're looking for our tribe. We're looking for where we fit in. We're looking for who thinks like us, who has common goals, who has common aspirations, whether it's a project at work or our family or our friends, who supports us. Where do we fit in now? Because we're all growing and evolving, and we're going to do it at different rates. And so some people may get left behind and they may catch up later, or they may just head off down another path. And it's all good and it's all okay, right? Because really, in spirit, we're all great. So here, though, we're in school. So if you think of it this way, you know how, all right, so you're a freshman in high school and you meet all these people and you have a great freshman experience with, this one little group of friends. And then the next year, you want to take certain classes, and some of your friends don't want to take those classes because they have a different path. So maybe one of them wants to be a nurse, and so they have to take more science, and maybe one of them wants to be an auto mechanic, so they have to take some more of the mechanical stuff, and you're just on the path to go to college prep. And so you can't have classes together the next year, but that doesn't mean you can't eventually take classes together later, your friendships don't last, or stuff like that. But right now, at this point in time, There is a separation of paths because we're in school and we're all learning different things. And so that taking classes together again thing may not be this lifetime. And you have to be okay with that. So sometimes we have to let things go. We have to let people go. We have to let situations go because you are supposed to be focusing on this, the Ten of Pentacles. This is what you're trying to manifest. So take steps, take actions that are in alignment with this goal of creating and manifesting the financial security, the emotional security, the sense of community and tribe that you're seeking. And so that means that some things have to get left behind. So focus on those this is the Four of Wands, in the area of resources. Who's on board with you? Who's going to work with you? Who's aiming for the same goals and completions, whether this is a project at work, school, within the family, you're trying to build something, you're trying to create something, you're trying to manifest something. Who right now is on your team? And this is a period this week where we're all really trying to figure out who that is and really focus in on that. And I can't encourage you enough to stay in the higher vibrational energy. In the heart space, we've got this Nine of Swords. This is letting those thoughts keep you awake in the middle of the night. This is feeling left out and alone and lonely. And I just can't encourage you enough to take a look around and recognize that we are all growing and changing, and who was your friend last year may not be your friend next year. And that isn't because either of you are bad people or anything like that. It's that you are growing, you have goals, you are moving in different. My face is so itchy from the spirit, is really bothering me. There is so much that is growing and changing for you. You're asked to look for the light that resonates with the light in you. Move in that direction. Move toward the light and try to get some sleep. One way to do it is at night before you go to bed, you turn off the blue screens, right? You turn off the computer, the iPad, the Kindle, whatever, and like an hour or so before you're going to go to bed, try to have a regular bedtime. Try to play meditation music at this time, something that brings energy down, and sit down before you go to bed and write out all your to-dos or whatever's on your head. Get it off your mind and onto paper so that you can sleep. Because I think people who have a good night's sleep are better able to handle the energy coming at them. So this week, there's a lot of opportunity for inspiration that'll come through the dream space and also while you're awake, but it's good to have a clear mind. Right? Meditation would be very useful for you this week if you can find a little time to do that. But writing is oftentimes a form of meditation as well. So we start off the week with the moon still in Capricorn. Early in the day, I'm in the Eastern time zone of the U.S. And so up until about noon, the moon is in Capricorn, making that a very productive time of the day. Capricorn likes to structure and gets things done. So it's really happy on a Monday morning to get you out of bed and get things going. But then the moon's going to move into Aquarius. And the moon in Aquarius is in the energy of choice for you. And so you can choose to use this energy to be inspired. There's some really inspiring energy coming through. That moon's going to trine with Mars in Gemini, really wanting to bring in the inspiration. It's going to feel a bit like a mental, like it's the teeter-totters. Can you stay balanced? And can you allow that when inspiration hits and it upsets the balance, can you regain your balance and laugh about it and find the inspiration in the moment? And so you have here the Dove of Peace and reassurance and resolution. You have the Canary, delight, joy, and surrender. And we have the Ostrich, and I really want to talk about this because I feel like we've already talked about seeking the joy, going for the light, finding the peace in the situation. This Ostrich, this is that Ten of Pentacles. This is the action that Spirit really wants you to take, is to focus on this, okay? So Grounded, practical steps equal fast progress. With practical steps, I make fast progress on my path. So be practical, be grounded. Nothing more grounded than a 10 of Pentacles. A ground and connect into your body, to Mother Earth. If you can get out barefoot this week, connect in, take steps in your physical life to manifest. So if you're working on a project at work, work on the project. Don't Being busy and being productive are not the same things, right? So do the work. If you're working on a goal, maybe you're looking to move and you need a new apartment, spend a little bit of time every day organizing your stuff for the move. If you are ready to move, when the opportunity opens up, you can take it, right? So getting your financial stuff in order, getting your belongings in order. What do you need to do? So whatever it is, there's practical steps to take. This is really working in alignment with what is going on for you to move in the direction you want to go. So really focus in on that. Don't bury your head in the sand. I just heard. Be aware of what you need to do and take the steps. And ostriches, they run fast. They really can run fast. So when they get ready to go, they go. Be practical, pay attention, and move in that direction. And so then the moon is going to be in Pisces, middle of Wednesday, all the way through early evening on Friday. And we have here a lot of opportunity to really pay attention to our dreamscape, our daydreams and our night dreams. But you're being asked to reflect so that you can discern and distill information. So meditation in the middle of the week would be very beneficial for you. You have the card of persist. Show up for yourself. Show up for your dreams and your goals every day. Show up. And you have the card of being present. Show up. Be present to your life. Letting yourself run around in your head about things that you can control much more. But when it's sleep time, it's sleep time. You need to do that. And I want to say, take steps you're inspired to take. There is strategy involved. We do have the King of Swords here. But this feels very intuitive. When the Nine of Swords is sitting in the heart space, I feel like you're kind of blocking your intuition. And so there's a need to do a little bit of intuitive moving forward, but practical. Like, does it make sense? Like, you get an inspired idea. Does it make sense? If it does, go for it. Okay, that moon in Aries brings a lot of power struggles and drama and tension. And since this is a fellow fire sign, I think it could really spark some stuff up. I really want to encourage you to stay focused on your goals over the weekend. You have the card of the Valkyries, Redemption, Artemis, Individuation, and Vesta, Home. This Five of Pentacles. Vesta, the home, individuation, and redemption. What feels like home? Who feels like home? Where feels like home? Could be a career move. It could be a physical home move. It could be a friendship group move. It could be, there are members of your family that feel like home, and there are members of your family that feel like a war zone. How can you navigate that? People are starting to talk about Thanksgiving. And so, making some choices to avoid the traps. Although I have to say it's really nice this year. The energy is rough through Scorpio season, but we'll be in Sagittarius season, and it looks really nice on the day of Thanksgiving to help some things. Just saying. All right, so let's take a look at, we're going to pull a card here. The veil is super thin. Ancestors and guides are trying to bring you messages, and so these are the postcards from Spirit. If you join me for the live chat at 7:30 p.m. on Sunday night, the 30th, I also pulled them for each of the signs of the zodiac here, but Spirit asked me to do this here, and I'm on Facebook every day. So this is a message just for you, Sagittarius. Dearest Sagittarius, let us ask you, are you looking for happiness outside of your everyday, moment-to-moment experience, thinking you will find happiness out there someday? So maybe go chasing a magic it out there, but never could it be found there. So we want to share a secret that shouldn't be a secret. You are pure joy. What made you is pure joy. And every time you wake up, even when you are asleep, you have joy waiting to be expressed inside of you. Joy and happiness and fulfillment come from doing joy, being joy, knowing it, cultivating it, lighting it in your heart so that you can share it. You must know this so that when the time comes, you will be fully free and your joyful being and actions will turn you into a beacon of starlight. Look within, be joyful, even for the tears and losses, for they mean you have lived, really lived. Jump into it all and love every minute. We all love you like crazy over here, the universe. Such a beautiful message. Life has ups and downs. Life has difficulties. But we are here to seek the joy, to create joy, to be joy, and to reflect. The card of reflection. Reflect joy out into the world. And you can't reflect it if you don't have it in here. And so I'm asking you this week to consider the ultimate goal, which is the Ten of Pentacles, and to seek the joy and the happiness and understand there are transitions. And you can't always be in the same place. You're going to outgrow people. People may outgrow you, but it's not exactly like outgrowing. It's just different goals, moving in different directions, learning new things. You are so deeply loved, Sagittarius. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Would love to see you on Facebook and come and join me in the chat Sunday nights at 7:30 Eastern Time Zone US. I do it every week. All right, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you soon.